What is up, guys? This is the Gothic Kitten, and we are here with our Gothic 3 playthrough. We are playing this game with the quest pack, the community patch, and the content mod. I have played this game up until Cape Dun. For you guys who do not know this game, it is one of the first towns, if not the first town you go to. Everything after that is pretty much unknown to me. We are going to play with alternative balancing off. Yes, because I want to try and get as many skills as possible, and there will be some unvoiced dialogue, like no voice acting, because of the quest pack. We will try to cover that as good and as bad as we can. I've seen the intro, it's in German. If anybody knows what they're saying, please feel free to translate.
Nicht einmal die Götter wissen, was das Schicksal für uns bereithält.
Du wirst zurückkehren, aber du wirst keine Ruhe finden.
Ein einzelner Gefangener hatte das Schicksal von Hunderten geändert.
Dunkelheit zieht über das Land, das Böse wird triumphieren. Mutige Gefährten, du wirst eine Wahl treffen.
Velia hat mich erwählt. Und ich habe seine Macht in mir aufgenommen.
Der König wird den Krieg gegen die Orks verlieren.
Was ist hier passiert? Ich habe ein echt mieses Gefühl. Letzter Scheiß.
Dieses Land wird auf alle Zeit den Orks gehören. Bald wird auch der letzte Morra sein Haupt vor mir neigen. Und ich, Khan, werde über dieses Land herrschen. Sie sind bloß Würmer, die wir zertreten müssen. Orashaka! Sie sind nicht wie die Krieger von Nordmar, die sich uns immer mit Ehre gestellt haben. Jetzt sind wir die Herren hier.
Nichts. Kommt.
Glaubst du wirklich?
Verdammt. Was ist da draußen eigentlich los?
Mein König, immer noch keine Nachricht über das Schiff. Die Orks stehen vor dem inneren Ring.
Dann haben wir keine Wahl. Innos führt uns in den Kampf gegen die Dunkelheit.
Ich muss pinkeln. Ich weiß, Mann, ich weiß. Es war Karls Wille. Also muss es. Was soll das alles bedeuten? Scheiße. Du siehst kräftig aus. Sardas hat angeordnet, dass alle Morras zu den Grabungen gebracht werden. Und ihr seht mir aus wie Morras.
Nur ein toter Ork ist ein guter Ork.
Unterwerft euch.
Lass uns Orks jagen.
Auf sie!
They throw us straight in here. Let's get rid of these orcs first. I went for the bodyguards because I assume they give more XP.
I'll show
Oh lord.
That's the way.
Let's heal up. Oh, we can't. Okay. Ugh, these guys. Okay. The orcs have been defeated. You can now put your weapon away by pressing spacebar. Now go to your friends and talk to each of them. Approach them until their name is displayed, then click the left mouse button. Talk to Diego, Gorn, and Milton. Our friends that came with us. Okay, but I really need to... Okay, this is just like any regular slot bar. All these people. Oh, I could have just slept because it's dark anyway. Oh, look at the stars.
What have you done? The orcs would have let us live.
Now more of them will appear. You must find guards to protect the village. You fought well. I didn't expect this looking on your stature. Hey, make a break, you hungry hook. What does that even mean? I'm sorry, but... Alright, even if it doesn't look tough, they're almost all muscles. Where do you come from and why do you look so skinny? I came from Corinus. It was a long journey by the ship and I don't like fish. Okay then. What has happened before we arrived? The orcs always search for fresh slaves. Ardea has been free until recently. Free of orcs, but alas, free of rebels too. The orcs simply showed up and took control. Farmers able to work, blacksmiths, alchemists, and simpler residents they wanted to displace. Where do they take the slaves? Often to ancient temples, ruins, or the mines. In fact, always there where you can excavate something with a shovel, pickaxe, or hammer. Are the orcs searching for something? Who knows? Perhaps buried treasure. I can't help you with this. Where can I find people who guard the village? Some days ago, a heavily armed man arrived in our village. His name is Tristan. The orcs enslaved them too, but he's still here. Maybe he can tell you where you can find guards. Okay, so that was a good example of... I think that's the quest pack doing that. And from what I have read, there is a lot of these dialogues in the beginning of the game.
Doesn't get much worse.
However,
If it goes on like that, it will never get any.
as you progress in the game, it's more balanced.
Do you really think?
Okay, I'm gonna sleep because it's gonna get dark and
I'll think about it.
I want to make sure that the visuals are manageable. Sleep until the next morning. There we go. With our little ponytail. Guess that's a little bit better. So we have to talk to our friends, but before we do that, we do what is important in any Gothic game. We loot. Now I'm using the right click button to loot. So at the beginning I can still tell you guys what to do. Later on I have no clue what I'm doing myself. Okay, lectern.
I already know that.
Apparently we already knew that. But I will show you guys, for instance, out of like a box or container, if you don't use the right click, you do the pickup movement. like this, even though if you do right click, you just take it. It saves time, it's practical. Our Dia teleporter stone. That only seems convenient. Did we get the things that were in here? No, we did not. And for a chest or a person, you will get this screen. There is a take all button, which is convenient. But if I can do it with the right click, I will still do it. On the left hand side, you can see what I pick up. So for an orc, that would be like this. A worn orc crossbow. It uses strength. I'm not sure what kind of build I'm gonna do yet. I have a tendency to go with bow and arrow. So we might be doing that. Probably this first episode will be me looting the town completely dry. Poor people. It's a lectern again.
There's nothing new here.
No chests whatsoever. Okay. We've been in here. We looted this chest. Beautiful. I'm a bit rusty, people. Let's see. A chest. Potion against disease. That can only be good. We're getting a bunch of stuff. Eventually, it's gonna be easier. But because we have so much to loot, I'm just right-clicking away. A bench. Look at that. This is a quaint little town. Oh, look over there. That is, I assume, another barrier that they were talking about during the intro video. So, I don't really speak German, but from what I gathered is for some reason the orcs got the upper hand, and in the big town where the king is, I assume, they had to... Chest is locked. Summon animals, sleep, terror, and booze. And they had to do something to try and keep the orcs out, and they did not think of anything better than to create yet another barrier. Take that room. I don't know if we have an inventory limit. We haven't had any of those in Gothic, so I'm gonna hopefully assume that we don't. An alchemist bench, vials. There's more vials over there. Come on. We need you. Probably. A bookshelf. Huh.
Nothing more to be had there.
So many vials.
Here it says something about alchemy.
Okay, nice. What can we do here? Healing potion. You'll get life force back. It's 25% healing. That's good, but we need healing plants and water. So we need to keep an eye out. Well, plants I'll probably be picking up. Water I might have to keep an eye out for. Let's see. Another chest. We got some more lockpicks. That's great. Okay, if this one doesn't do anything, lecterns are useless.
I already know that.
Yeah, so pretty much lecterns are useless. The more you know, I guess. Someday. Some ham. Okay, I'm convinced. Is there like a sneak button? Yeah, but it doesn't really make much of a difference. You know what? People keep your wine and your bread in your casket, I assume. Hey, Korangar. We will come back to you later. Once we have looted this town of all its worldly possessions because we deserve it. Apple. Can we... Okay, shrine. Can we pray on this?
Enos.
Grant me the knowledge of it. If I press that, is it going to do it? Or is it going to show me a prompt with more options?
Grant me the power of your blessing.
Okay. Also, there's like magic spells? Huh.
Grant me mastery over fire.
And then these are more hardcore ones. Life force, magic power, endurance. I assume that's also going to be... I guess we're dealing with learning points now instead of skill points. Well, actually, they were always learning points, weren't they? Our bookshelf.
In the beginning, the nomads roamed the land, and the eternal wanderer led the way.
Another vial. I'm gonna be good on vials for a little bit. If there's gonna be a penalty on taking stuff, I am royally gonna be in trouble. Oh, beautiful. Broadsword received. Milk, carrot, torch, bread, another sword, apples. Oh wow. Okay, that's jumping like all the time. What is this? I have nothing to do with this. I'm not recording with GeForce, by the way. I'm recording with OBS, but that thing's always running in the background. I think that was it. So do you still have anything to say to me?
We owe you so much.
You're very welcome. So what's the haul? All items that you pick up appear in your inventory. They are different item categories that you can select in the upper right corner. Left click on items to use or equip them. To make an item available in the quick slot bar, drag and drop it into one of the slots. Okay. These weapons are worn though, so it's minus 50%. That's horrible. So you have to actually just find a weapon, or is it always going to be worn if you pick it up? No, maybe.
What can I tell you? It's the same old story.
I picked up a broadsword though. We'll figure that out later, I guess. Wooden shields. These aren't worn though.
I'll just wait and see.
Because I picked them off the wall. Okay.
Sure, why not?
Diego.
Another fine mess we've got ourselves into.
What happened here?
Quite obviously, the orcs have won their war against King Robar. And now the orcs are sweeping through the land, enslaving the humans. But most of all, I would like to know what happened to Lester.
Everybody would like to know what happened to Lester.
Cut it out. It's bad enough as it is.
Just like old times, huh? The orcs weren't all that strong. There must be other, tougher ones. What about Lester? Wasn't he going to get some reinforcements?
I guess.
I can't help it. I don't like orcs. What's going on with Lester? He was going to get reinforcements. My runes have lost their power. I don't think it's any different for the other fire mages. I'm going to set out and try to learn the ancient true magic.
What are you talking about?
Before there were runes, only a very few, very powerful people could do magic. That knowledge must be found somewhere. I will seek it.
I'll come with you.
We should search separately. You find Zardes. If anyone knows about magic, he will. We will meet again. I'm sure of it. So good luck.
Take care, Milton. Don't worry, I'll be safe. Oh, by the way, I have to tell you something important. What is it? Listen, we have undergone a lot, really, a lot. Meanwhile, Lester comes walking in the background. First, the huge barrier. Then the dragons, and last but not least, the legendary Itheroth. Yeah, quite a few incidents happened on that island. The problem is, I don't believe that we experience a totally new story. What do you mean by that? Do you remember the many dragon eggs in the Valley of Mines? Of course I can remember. I never forget anything. Good thing, so I don't have to unfurl old stories. What's it about? The nub of the matter is, how sure are we the dragon eggs were only spread on the island? Do you think there could be dragons even here? I think not at all. It's only a bad thought. Beliar has influence here too. It would be possible that dragons hatched already. Do I have to go hunting dragons here too? Dragons need a long time to develop their full power. The dragons of the Valley of Mines have been already age-old. If there are any in this place, then it will probably be young ones. Does it make them therefore harmless, like a pet? No, of course not. They're still dragons, even though a little smaller. Alright, I will keep a lookout for these lizards. Yes, that would be fine. If you actually find a dragon or even kill one, try to see me and let me know, okay? In that case, we should consider how to proceed. Bless you, Diego. You must bear in mind that the Eye of Inaz is powerless now. Why? You know it performed marvelously. It's based its energy on the divine powers, however the old rune magic has focused the magic of the gold receptacle. Then it's only a piece of jewelry without power? Yes, unfortunately, the dragons would devour you first and then slowly disgorge the amulet because it would cause indigestion. Huh, yeah, I understand. Don't forget, if you finish off a dragon, let me know. I will, Milton, I will do so. And we accidentally missed the prompt there, but I'm sure that was nothing important. Okay, everybody was pushing for Lester. So hi, Lester. Where were you?
What's wrong?
Go look for the ship. You're not gonna find it.
What?
Pirates! It was all over in a moment.
And what about our equipment?
What do you think? We'll have to get some new stuff. Talk to Diego. He knows a lot about acquiring things.
You obviously need to eat. Just as you looked on the ship, then I felt after the fall of the barrier. After all, you've got color again. Better to feed the fish than to stain your armor. Don't remind me of fish, Lester.
What are you going to do now?
I'm gonna try and make it to the south somehow.
But we'll meet again, surely.
I should think so.
Great, now return to Diego and give him Lester's message, then let the adventure begin.
That's just good. What's up?
Pirates.
Those rotten bastards made off with our treasure.
Looks like it.
We'll have to deal with that later, I'm afraid. You see, we have a problem.
What problem?
Talk to the village elder and the other dwellers. I already talked to him, though. It's this guy, right?
See you later.
He don't want to talk to me. The dwellers, but there aren't... The only people here are people we already knew. Right? Huh. I don't think we had this house yet. Get that brush. A torch. So, that was a lot of dialogue, a lot of weird English as well. But, yeah, they have to introduce everything first, so.
Take care.
You don't want to talk to him? Lee, Laris, Angar, what are you doing here? We left the ship and Lester shouted something about orcs. So we followed you to the village. Go around and heckle the orcs. They fight like beginners. What will you do next? That I've been waiting for so long. I go to the capital city. There are some people I have a bone to pick. Yeah, as we remember, Lee actually got like double crossed to be put into the colony in the first Gothic game. Well, technically he was a very honorable man. Well, do you scan houses for valuable stuff? Here, in this fisherman's village? No, here's nothing that's interesting for me. I will go to Geldern or Montera. There you can find better things than fishes. By the way, you will not be caught so fast in a small village. If you want to visit me later, take a look in bigger cities with valuable stuff and board guards. Okay, still gonna try and get that. Ah, beautiful.
I'm going to relax a little.
Okay, so Wolf doesn't want to talk to me and Angar doesn't want to talk to me. Do you want to talk to me now? You do. Hey Angar, is the mainland as you expected it? We left Corinus, the undead dragon is defeated and my headaches are gone. That's the best. Everything else will happen to the given time. What will you do next? I will search for a patch of ground to relax, but probably in sunnier climes. Okay, sunnier climes, fair. And then, so I assumed that we needed to prompt up saying, oh my god, Laris, Lee, and Angar are here before he wanted to talk to us. A nice butchering. It's a pleasure to fight alongside of well-skilled warriors like you. I'm Tristan the bowman. We're going to be good friends, my friend. Hamlar needs support for the village. He fears the orcs will come back. After all, that's a problem. The orcs are uneasy, especially near the barrier last time. But I know that a rebel outpost exists in the woods. I can take you there so you can talk to the leader. What's your take on the situation? About this hick town? Not much. I arrived some days ago. I was careless, so the orc caught me. But I guess you mean Myrtana instead. King's paladins had Varangian Vanguard in hand until the Black Mage arrived. Sardis. I so managed that paladins and magicians lost their powers. That event are the decisive factor. The orcs stormed Farang and Vanguard later. The king's magicians protect Vanguard Castle with a magic barrier. Nobody can enter or leave. Since this event, king and orcs are trapped inside the barrier and the remaining orcish army take a position in front of, I assume, the barrier. How is it that you know that? I was member of a squad. We chased the orcs and ambushed them from time to time. We are like shadows in the woodland. We are like the wind and strike the orcs down before they draw their weapons. Did we already ask this? What are you doing in this hick town? After the fall of Farang and Vanguard, the war ended and some royalism hide in the underground. Some of us hide in the towns, the others are spread in the woodlands and wait for recapture. My order is to look for support, like you. Do you know how Zardas banned the magic powers? Sorry, I didn't face the war at front, so I had no direct contact to paladins and magicians. But I know that something happened to their runes. Now I search for my equipment. It must be here. Okay, so Wolf didn't want to talk to us. But other than that, I think we have talked to everyone. So I had to talk to Diego again. Talk to the village people. Okay, I talked to the village people.
So, what do you suggest?
First, we need to get an overview of the mess the orcs have been making. And one of us must find out where Zardos is hiding.
The necromancer absorbed the power of the undead dragon.
I think you'd better take care of Zardos.
And where will we get new equipment now?
But you know how this works. Collect whatever you can find. And don't let anyone take it from you. And since the orcs are now the rulers of Matana, we will get some fine equipment from them.
Take that which belongs to others.
What are you going to do now?
You know me. I'll be wherever there's something to be had. Matana is now orc territory. But kissing up to orcs just isn't my thing. I will go south. I bet there are some opportunities left in the vastness of the desert.
Then I hereby will start with you. Give me your old armor. Wait, I didn't mean that. I know, nevertheless I would like to have it. What do you want with this old thing? I assume, look in my eyes. It was stupid to disembark without any armor, although I had offered one to you. Yes, you are right. But if I go around like this, the orcs will surely laugh themselves to death before I can even draw my sword. Yes, we should prevent this. They just barely became our best friends. Alright, you get the old shred. I don't have to say to you that it doesn't have much protection. It is as good as threadbare. The main thing is that I don't lose my trousers while fighting. Do you mean that the orcs would be shocked by this? No, they would be afraid of this and run away. They are falling on their knees because of their awe. Perhaps I'll faint before. Let's take the second one. They are falling on their knees because of their awe. There is never a battle crazy enough for your fortitude, is there? No guts, no glory. Do you guys... Well, you pretty much told me everything about dragons.
What are you going to do now?
I will go search for the rebels. I bet they're not all dead yet.
Yeah, just like old times. Thank you for covering my back with your axe. This fight will cheer everybody up. It's clearly benefited for you. Luckily for you and your shaky legs. You don't look like a weakling anymore. Well, thanks.
We'll talk later.
Yeah.
Keep your chin up.
Will you still say anything?
We owe you so much.
Okay. So the only person that I have not been able to talk to is Wolf. And if he's gonna be making mine crawler armors, that will not do.
We can talk later.
Darn it. Okay. So I guess the next step is to talk to Tristan, and then he will take us where we need to be, I think. But that seems like a good thing to start the next episode with, as I do not know how long this escort quest will take, because I have never played with the quest pack on. So I hope you guys had a great time, and I will see you next time on the Scratching Post.